Hello, this is Joe Peters with MOMFIT with Joe Peters. Welcome to the Spanglish World Network and the Her Network on the Single TV channel 250 and 251. Let me move a little bit my camera so you don't cut my head. Please remember to download the app on the respective iOS and Android devices. The app is free. When you are downloading, make sure that you rate it and leave a comment. Single TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Fire TV Stick, Roku, and Roku Stick in all the smart TVs since 2016. Welcome to another episode of MOMFIT, where our mission and our passion is helping you to win the marathon of life and motherhood without burnout. I am Joe Peters, your host. And then, if you are not following me yet, make sure that you are following me on Instagram and Facebook. I handle my social media myself. And share with me what is stopping you from reaching your goals, from living that life that you want to live. So today we are doing for everybody that doesn't know that yesterday was my birthday. So today's episode is going to be in honor to that, is going to be about us seeing how as mothers we can actually make a plan that is still make it possible for us to do it all without doing it all. And I will start with this um, quote that I love. And that quote that I love is everything that you are dreaming and wanting, a future version of you is already having it and enjoying it. And the reason for that is I believe in a positive, benevolent universe. And what that means that in my universe, in my world, in the unicorn world, God, universe, spirit, however you want to call it, will not allow you to have a desire in your heart if it was not possible and if there was not a future version of you that is already having it. So that is the first thing that I want to tell all of you moms that are out there questioning if you are being too selfish or if you are asking for too much or if you should not be just happy with the happy family and the healthy kids that you have. I want that is what society is being programming into our brain. That is what the patriarchal culture is being programming to keep us small. And that is how they activate it with guilt. So you should not be dreaming for more. You already have more than majority of people. And I want to actually give you permission to honor that little girl inside of you still dreaming with a house in the forest, still dreaming with a seven-figure business, still dreaming with the idea of being the breadwinner of your home and retiring your partner, still dreaming with breaking generational courses and parenting in a different way that you were parent, still dreaming with having a strong friendships and friends that become sisters and a social circle where you can laugh and count with them and know that they have your back, still dreaming with looking in the mirror and feeling sexy and spicy, and still dreaming with having amazing sex and orgasm, and still dreaming with having a successful job and get to executive vice president or get to CEO. And I'm giving you all of this. Still dreaming with homeschooling your kids, still dreaming with having a farm that is self sustainable. The biggest issue that I see right now in my community with my sister mine, I have a sister mine of woman, um, is that we learned since we were very little to cut our own dreams, because we are used to think that what society think as the checklist that is acceptable for a woman, for a mom, needs to be what we fit into it, and it doesn't matter. I will remind you, if you didn't hear this yet, then I'm going to tell you for the first time. But if you are regular in my shows and you know a little bit about me, I am the unicorn coach. And the reason why I'm the unicorn coach is because I believe that we all are unicorns. I believe that you have a unique gift, a unique magic inside of you that God gave you when you came to this planet to bring light in a very specific way to the world and humanity. And I also think that majority of us growing up with our parents doing the best that they could with what they had, with society in a patriarchal environment, very early, around 4, 6 years old, we forget about that horn. We forget about that magic. We forget about that uniqueness. And we buy into the lie of us being just regular horses. So I'm the unicorn coach because my job in humanity is going around and remind you that you are not a regular horse. You are a freaking unicorn. And as a unicorn, you need to embrace that and allow that light, that magic, that uniqueness that you have in your heart to shine bright, to come to do what it was supposed to do in humanity. Because I will be very honest with you, if you don't and you die without doing that, you are making a disservice to yourself, to God, and to humanity. Because we need that unique part that only you can bring. And because you are unique, it's very hard to fit into the cookie cutting system that is being created. Um, After a lot of this was a birthday gift from my circle of soul sisters here. But after a lot of research, I found that they can be up to 8 archetypes that determine how we face life, determine which things scare us, which things fuel us, which things motivate us, which things are just not for us. And of those 8, only 3 of those 8, because of their skills and their personality, are the ones that end being the leaders and the the big speakers and the big gurus and the presidents and the famous people. And that is dangerous if you are not aware of this, because then you start comparing with that without knowing that your personality is completely different to them. You start trying to live your life the way that they live their life, and it doesn't work. And then you get into this hamster wheel of feeling that you're a failure, asking what is wrong with you, why they can do it and I can't, why they can do it so easy and it's so hard for me to do it. This is not meant to be for me. This happiness and having it all is not for everybody, just for this those few ones that can do it that way. And all of those are lies. Is that just that you are a monkey trying to swim in the ocean like a dolphin will swim? Instead of that, you need to start jungling, that is not a word. Juggling, I don't know, jumping between forest, between tree and tree, as high as you can, because that is where you are great. You will not ask a dolphin to come and jump in the trees with you. So don't ask yourself to go and swim in the ocean. And why that is important? Because you need to learn your archetypes. You need to learn what is the unique mix inside of you that was creating the first 7 years of your life, because I promise you, it's going to change your life. Like one of my one-on-one clients, I started working with her last month, and in a month after we map her top three, and we start talking about them, and we start connecting her personality and her decisions and how she see world and what she was feeling with that, her life has been changing completely in a month. Because then we get into those aha moments, into, oh my goodness, now this makes sense. Now I can see that it's not that I have, that is something wrong with me. I can see that I have all this strength and power that I was actually seeing as something wrong. But it's not something wrong, it's something magical, it's something powerful. So as a moms, I first and most all oh no, first and most, I want to invite you. I don't know when is your birthday, but because my birthday was yesterday, I want you to make a commitment with me that for the next 365 days, for the next soul cycle, for the next earth round around the sun, for the next 13 cycles of the moon, for the next 13 cycles of your period, because we are, today's Friday the 13th. um I want you to make a commitment to not cut your dreams short, to start allowing yourself to dream again, and maybe be even willing to believe that if you are dreaming it, that if you want it, that if you have a desire in your heart about something in your life that you don't have, instead of cutting that off and saying, "Oh, no, 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 I need to be realistic. I should be happy because I'm healthy, because I have a job, because I have a business that is doing okay, because I have my kids." Feel that desire and believe that if you're having that desire, a future version of you is already living that life, is already having that life, is already enjoying that you are aiming right now. That's number one. Promise me, pinky promise, that you are going to start treating your dreams and your desires like you will treat your kids' dreams and desires. Because the reality is that is how they need to be treated. That part of you that handle the dreams is, in psychology is called the inner child, is the little girl inside of you that is still around 5 to 7 years old. And if you have a kid, my kid E is 3 years old. And he one day tells me that he wants to be a police. The next day he tell me that he's going to be a fireman. The next day he will tell me that he's an astronaut. Then he can be a doctor. Then he can be a monkey. And I will never, and I know that you will never either. I will never tell him, you need to be realistic. You cannot be an astronaut. You cannot be a monkey. I just support him into what he wants. And I'm like, an astronaut, wow, that would be pretty cool. You can do anything that you want. Tell me more about being an astronaut. Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? Tell me more about being a fireman. We will never kill our kids' dreams. I will not say everybody, because not everybody, there are parents that do. But if you are in this world, in my world, in the unicorn world, and you are part of my community, I know that you will never kill your kids' dreams, because if you're in my world, you are a kind, loving, nurturing, connecting person that value relationships, that value um, love, and that love your kids more than anything. So if you don't do it for your kids, why you are doing it for yourself? Why you are allowing yourself to kill your dreams and even feel guilty about not being content with what you have? And here I want to move to the second point. And that is okay. First one is I want you to start feeling your dreams and being unapologetically about you wanting more, about you wanting to have it all. Understanding, like I work in my sister mind in my group with my clients, is that you can have it all without doing it all. Now, the second one, we were talking about being unapologetically about being not being content and just fully satisfied with what you have. um and this is a balance because I'm also a yoga teacher, even when I don't teach right now, but for a long time I did. And I have all the concepts. One of the yamas and niyamas, that is, there are the 10 first steps into the yoga realm. One of them is about contentment, about us being happy with what we have instead of living in the future. And sometimes, and a lot of people do this and um, take up twists in that I don't agree with. And then that is, oh, I need to be completely satisfied with what I am. And I feel guilty if I want more, if I'm not satisfied with that. And I want to explain you how I see it. And that is the work of a lifetime. And that is, I can at the same time be completely grateful and happy with what I have right now, and still be very excited and happy about what I'm going to have in the future. I will give you an example. In 2016, I moved from Alabama to Ohio. I moved from Goodyear to PepsiCo. I get to Ohio in October. I stay in a very good friend of mine house that opened her house for me. And I went into a nightmare trying to find a house because the market here in Ohio is crazy. My husband was still in Alabama. So this is what we were doing. I was seeing a house, like it, call him, arrange trips for him to come and see it with me. By the time that he landed in Cleveland, the house was gone. We even lost three houses that we put a bet with full price because the other people that make an offer was in cash. And at that point we didn't have the opportunity to offer to buy a house on cash. I saw this house since the beginning and I like it. And when I asked, my realtor at the time was like, they have a renter and they are not showing it. Okay. Then I changed realtors. And then this is October, November, December, January. 3 months looking for houses. And then in January, at the end of January, February, I changed realtors and they showed me this house. And as soon as I enter, I say, this is my house. And I bought. And I did some changes in the bathroom, in the kitchen. I bought without my husband seeing it. And I knew. And I know that this is not the house that I want in the future. This is the house that I wanted in 2017. This is not the house that I want right now or that I want in 5 years, because now I am clear that what I want is living in a house surrounded by wood, by forest, by trees. I want to get out and just see big trees around me. This go to a point. Will that mean that I'm not content about my house? No. I love my house right now. And I'm grateful that I manifest this house that if you ask me about this house 10 years ago, I will be like, I will never be able to afford a house like that. I will never be able to live in a house like that. So I am grateful and happy about my house. And I'm still happy and excited about that new version of me, future version of me that is living in a house where she can go and drink her coffee looking at the woods and the forest. That makes sense because that is a big misconception that we have, that we trick our brain into believing that being content and being grateful and satisfied for what we have needs to be everything, and that we, if we start looking for that future and working for that, then that take the joy from the gratitude in the present. And that is why I'm telling you that it's a lifelong journey that needs support and need community and need echo to remind you, because it's a dance that we need to practice into, don't going too far into being so obsessed and so controlling into that future version of you that you lose the gratitude and the centering of the happiness of what you have right now. But you also don't want to just, like a lot of society push you into, is concentrate only on how grateful you are right now and fight to feel grateful about what you have right now, and then stop thinking that that future version of you is possible, or thinking that is wrong that you want that future version of you to have something different than what you have right now. It's possible to be happy with what you have right now and happy and excited for what is coming. So that's number two. And I would love for you to give me comments into, if you think that that's easy, if you think that that's hard, stories of like my house that happened to you, where you can still be happy about something that you have now, that the past version of you that didn't even dream, like my house, and you're still excited about that next level, that next version of you that is coming and blow your mind in the future. So that's number two. And then number three is making your own path and rules. I spent probably over $250,000 in coaching, mentoring, education, learning, courses, training. And if I learned anything in that, if I could put all that $250,000 into concept, that will be that your path is different than everybody else. And I think that that is why we have a lot of frustration and a lot of disappointment in the coaching industry and with courses, because unfortunately, the coaching business is being getting profit from your FOMO, your fear of missing out, your fear of not getting what you want and dream, and your hope that that plan that worked for them is going to work for you. So how that work in the coaching business, in the self-development business, somebody have a plan that worked for them, and then say, hey, I did these and these were my results, and if you hurry before it's sold out, you can come and I will teach you this process, and then you will have the same results. And you go and get it, very excited, very motivated, very inspired. And you try very hard, and you either don't have the results or you have them, but they're not sustainable. And then when you go back to that person, the person is like, well, you probably are doing it wrong, or you are not being consistent, or I don't know, because look, there is so many other people that are having the results like me. So what they're saying is, so the problem is you, because you are not getting the results, but me and all of these people are. So you are the one that is broken. You are the one that is having the issue. And it's not like that. I want you to stop believing that, because your plan is unique. Do you want to know why all these people have the same result that the person that you are buying the course from or the coaching from? Because they have very similar archetypes. I One day, when I have a 7, 8 figure business, I'm gonna make a study about that. And I can pay you money right now that I can one day prove this with numbers, with the statistics. The people that are having the same results that the coach, that the guru, is because they have similar archetypes. So then the plan makes sense because it's for similar archetypes. If you are not having the results, it's because there is a very high chance that your archetypes are not only different, but sometimes even opposite that the person that you are trying to learn and implement from. And it only get you into that concept of what is wrong with me? I'm broken. I will never be able to do this. That is why it's so important that you understand that your plan needs to be unique to you, that you need to learn what works for you, not for the guru that make you feel good and the, this narcissist or egocentric person that is going to tell you that it can save the world. What works for you? What works for you? And how you do that? Learning about yourself, learning about your archetypes, learning about your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your failures. And with that, start making a path. Start making a path and a plan that works with you. I will tell you another example this actually happened today with one of my clients. She had one archetype that we call as the alchemist, as her number one. And the alchemists, like I call them, are the funnel of the universe. They are free spirits. They are great manifesting. They are brilliant, just bringing ideas and magic to the world. Last year, she was renting a tiny house. She was not happy in the house. We had a call and she was almost in tears, just realizing that she was not happy. And then, because of society, because she was trying to follow the pattern of society that normally is a pattern around rulers and accumulators, where the goal for stability needs to be buying a house and settle in a house and live there for 30 years. We were talking about that, and she was thinking, that is what I need to do. We start talking and then going back into that is what they are saying you should do. What do you want? What feels good for you? And then she was like, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to buy a house. So she start house sitting. And for the last year, she's been house sitting the most amazing houses from one side to another. And then this week, she called me, and my private clients and I have daily check-ins. So in our daily check-in yesterday, she was like, I talked with my therapist and I'm having an anxiety because this is not working for me and I need more stability in my life. And I call her out into, okay, if that is what you inside of you want, let's gonna make a plan for it and let's gonna work on it. And I want you to be very honest with you, with yourself, and answer if this is really you and your need for stability and your fear and your anxiety, or is the projection from your therapist because you were okay a week ago. So what happened in the conversation with your therapist? I want to understand better what the conversation was and how you get to the conclusion that that is something that is missing for you. And then she laughed and said, like, you are totally right. She started guiding me into that way. And it was her fear and her anxiety that was what I start doubting myself into. I should feel the same anxiety and fear. And I just laugh and tell her, look, there is a big chance that if she's feeling that fear and that anxiety, she is a ruler accumulator. Those are my top two archetypes. And for a ruler accumulator, stability, grounding, owning a house is very important. So I told her, I said, like, that is why she was projecting her fear in you. And she was telling you, this is what will give you security. But that is not an alchemist. That is not a maverick. So it's important that we create a plan for ourselves. And I told her, I said, like, if I didn't knew about the archetypes, I will not be able to coach you based on your archetypes, and I will give you advice based on mine. And that is the problem that we have right now with 99% of the people, that the coaching that they give, that the advice that they give, that the pattern that they follow is based on their own archetypes and what they are proof that work for them, without knowing that your archetypes can be completely different. So I told her, I said, like, I can coach you and support you to create a plan for you as an alchemist, ruler, romantic, because I understand how your archetypes work. And as a coach, I'm able to help you with your plan. As a person, I will never be able to do your plan because as a person, I know that I'm a ruler accumulator, and that plan that you are doing successfully will not work for me. In the same way that the plan that I'm doing successfully will not work for you. So the third one is stop believing that that person is going to have the cookie cutting magic trick that finally will work. And I was actually talking with another client. One of the things that I love to do with my clients and my community and my family is start asking them to know themselves, know their archetypes, and then start using the archetypes when they're interacting. Ah, you want to work with this coach? Okay, perfect. Is this coach familiar with archetypes? Does this coach able to see your personality and create a plan for you? Or is this coach just going to show you a plan and give you a path based on what worked for her or him? And then the second one that I love is when you get to that point and you know the archetypes, can you ask them to make a quiz for you? And this work with employees, with partnerships, with everything. Because as more you start understanding those personality traits, and I start understanding that because of those personality traits, the way that you see the world is going to be completely different. And the plan to get to the same goal is going to be completely different. Your life is going to change. So, on recap, first, please stop cutting your little girl's dreams short. Treat your dreams and your goals and your desires like you treat your kids and your children dreams and desires. You will never do it for them. Stop doing it for yourself. If you have that desire in your heart, a future version of you already have it. Now, then a lifetime journey, the dance between being grateful and happy with what I have and not or, and being excited and happy about that future version of you and what you are building in that future version of you. And then the third one is understanding that the plan to get there is unique to you because it's unique to your personality and your characteristics. Stop trying to change yourself. Stop trying to change yourself to be like somebody else. You are not somebody else. You are not a horse. That horses are all the same. You are a freaking unicorn. And as a unicorn, you are unique. And the plan needs to be unique to you with the mix of your archetypes, with the mix of your strengths and awareness of your weakness and excitement of the opportunities that are there for you and the threats that are there for you. So those are the three points. And then the fourth one that I would love to share with you is how you can do it on this following year. There is something that is very different between female energy and male energy, between man and woman. And is that men by genetics, and if you are new to my world, I talk about this in evolution a lot. Our DNA and our mind evolve at a different speed. What that means that even though our body and our brain, our frontal brain, developed for the last thousands of years really fast, that DNA of human history don't develop as fast. And what that means that thousands of years ago, hundreds of thousand years ago, when we were still living in tribes, men were normally hunters. They were the providers. And because they were the hunters and the providers, they survive and thrive even being alone. Because when you need to hunt, you are not hunting with all your bodies together and talking about things. You are quiet, alone. Everybody's a spread trying to get hunting their prey. I saw that when I was in Africa with the oldest tribe of humanity for a while. That is the men's. Women, in the other hand, were always the center of the tribe. They were the ones that build the community. They were the ones that take care of the kids. They were the ones that were taking care of the community. When the men left to hunt, the women get together and share. I will tell you, when I was in Africa, I saw it so many times. It was amazing. You could not know which children was from which mom, which children belong to which mom, because it was such a tight community. And that is what we as female, our DNA, our reptile brain, our um, survival instincts are designed for, to have community, to have support, to do it together. And that is super hard because we are in a world that was created by men, for men, where you are always pushed to do it by yourself, to do it alone. Because if you are working with somebody to achieve something, you are cheating because you need to do it by yourself. Um, I have another cute, quick story about that in a park with a boy. He was trying to get to a place in the park, and he was trying and trying, and his dad was encouraging him, and he was trying and trying, and he was not able to. And then he stopped and looked around, and he did problem solving, and he went around and claimed a part of the park, and from there reached that point that he was not being able to reach. And the first thing that his dad told him was, "Oh, but that's cheating. That's cheating because you didn't did it the hard way." So we are being brainwashed to that, but the reality is you need community as a female. You need support. You need a village. And I need that village, and I need that community, and I need that support. And that is why last year, I think it was over a year ago, where I start this concept, and it's taking a year to be very clear into what it is. I decide, the maverick in me, the rebel in me, decide that I didn't want to try to do business and create a path like everybody was doing. And what is that path? Keep offering, keep asking people to buy again, to do it again. Oh, you want to have access to me? Do it again, do it again, do the course again, do the course again, do the course again. That didn't feel right to me because they're saying, oh, you're part of my community, but you still need to keep paying. And that didn't feel right to me. And I still remember when I was talking with one of my mentors, they were like, your idea is crazy. And my, so what I attack was like, I want a community, I want a family, I want a sister mind, mastermind, but sisters, a sister mind where I want people to be able to come together, work on whatever they need to work, and know that we will always be there. That they can disconnect for 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, and when their life change, when they change their work, when their kids leave home, when their kids get into the teenagers, they know that they can come back to the sisterhood and we are going to still be there. And that is how I create this concept of the sisterhood. That is, you get in the sisterhood, and we have a sister mind where for 12 months we go and work intensively into the three main areas of your life: your health, your relationships, and your finances, your money. Because I think that when those three bubbles are in the top, that is when we have it all without doing it all. And then we do it in a way that we are having that We do the course 3 times during the year, at the beginning of the year, in the middle of the year, and at the end of the year. Actually, the last one for this year is going to start in a couple of weeks. And then you are part of that sister mind for the rest of your life. You are able to decide how many of those three intensive courses you take or you don't take. You may take one per year, you may take three per year, you may take none and do just one every 2 years without having to invest any more money. Why? Because I want my group, and I already have that with the people that are there since June. I want us as sister mind bodies to know that this is a lifetime journey, that we need to do that dance and that we practice, and sometimes that dance is off, and we need people around us that understand that to say, hey, let's go now back, let's go now practice, let's go now adjust, let's go now check in. We need people around us that more and more, and this is my vision, eventually everybody will understand this concept of archetypes and we will stop trying the cookie cutting approach. We need people around us that says, yeah, even though I'm a ruler, I know you're a maverick. And as a maverick and a rebel, that is not working for you. And this is why. Instead of telling you, oh, you need to keep pushing through because this is the way to do it. You need that also variety of seeing people with different archetypes and different strengths being happy and successful and reaching their goals and finding and getting that final destination with different plans. So you can say, wow, her plan was completely different than hers, and hers was different than hers, and hers is different than me. And still, then we all get to that final destination, to that unicorn life. Because you deserve that unicorn life. You deserve to live in a world where you wake up every morning and feel completely happy with the life that you have right now, and still have all that energy and fuel of excitement because you know that you are moving and transforming into that new version of you. That is what you deserve. And you are only going to live that when you are honoring that magic inside of you, that uniqueness, that unicorn. When you start looking in the pond, in the water, and start saying, oh, what is that? That is a horn because I'm a unicorn. I'm not a freaking horse. I'm a freaking unicorn. And honoring that. So this was very off episode. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that I touched something in you to remind you how special you are, to remind you to take care of your dreams, to remind you that I believe that your desires and dreams are there for a reason, and that you are worthy. You are worthy of having all that you want and more, and that you are doing it with that dance of gratitude, anchoring in gratitude for what I have and excitement for what I am aiming and desiring to have. And you are doing it with a specific plan that works just for you, based on your archetypes, based on your dreams, based on your strengths, and being aware of your weaknesses. And you deserve to have it in a community, in a sister mind, in a sisterhood, in a family where when you fell off, you have somebody picking you up. And I'm gonna close with that because it's with Friday 13, very important for me. That is, even with our cycles, we are so much into designed to be in sisterhood, designed to be in community, designed to be in family, that we synchronize our periods when we spend a lot of time with people around us. I will tell you, after a year, the vast majority of my clients and I had synchronized periods. It's just how energy works. And with the periods, one of the things that I learned that was fascinating is that um, if you go into a community and spend a lot of time with them, some of the elders and the wiser woman cycle will adjust to be completely opposite to the vast majority of the community and the tribe. And the reason for that is when you're in your period, you are the most fragile, you are the most susceptible, you are the most raw. You need to be nurtured and taken care of and love and care. But if everybody's like that, it's going to be challenging. So what they did in these studies was discovered that a few group of the wise elders switched their period to be opposite. So when the majority of the women were in their period menstruating, those wise women were ovulating where they were in their highest, biggest energy. So they were able to pick up their sisters. They were able to bring them up. They were able to remind them how amazing they are. They were able to remind them how much we need them. And you deserve that. Because the reality is, no matter how much the Tony Robbins and the gurus of the world told you that you need to be happy every day and you need to do affirmations and you need to be motivated and encouraged every day, and that's how you're going to get your rules. That doesn't work for us. There are going to be days and weeks where you are in the bed crying and feeling sad and feeling depressed and feeling that things are not working. And you deserve to have that group, that sisterhood, that community that pick you up of the bed, that send you a message and saying, hey, I didn't hear from you in a couple of days. What is your check-in? That celebrate with you your wins and suffer and cries with you your issues. That is where the magic happen. You don't need to do it all. You deserve to have it all, but you don't need to do it all. What you need to do is stop trying to do it alone and start finding that community, start finding that family, start finding that sisterhood that will take you into that place of collaboration, co-elevation, sharing of energy. So I hope that this resonate. If this resonate, please leave me a message. Tell me what you think. What part resonate the most? If you have questions, let me know. And then if you are watching us in TV and you are not following me yet, go to Joe Unicorn Coach. I cannot promise you that I'm going to post every day because that is not part of my archetypes. I post really when I feel the desire to do it, but when I post normally is something that add value and that help, because my desire is seeing every single one of you female moms in the world living the life of your dreams, living your unicorn life. Because I know that if you do that, your children are going to grow in a different way. And then we are going to be able to change the world. One happy unicorn life mom at a time. And if you any of these resonate and you are wondering about my mastermind, my sister mind, please send me a message. Check in my socials. We are starting the last cohort of the sister mind in a few weeks. I would love to have you. I would love to chat with you and share with you how that looks like for you and how you can be part of this sister mind, how you can have a village around you to help you and support you. So thank you so much. I'm gonna celebrate this weekend big, my birthday, and one of my desires is being able to touch and help as many women to remember that they are freaking unicorns and that they live their unicorn life. Please remember that this show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out www.spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and live it.